Good evening. Welcome to the October edition of the Tucson Macintosh User Group meeting. Let's all celebrate National Taco Day, Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, and the Oronod meteor shower, which is happening tonight and last night. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I would also like to celebrate the International Sloth Day, but I doubt that I'll have the energy to do so. Uh, We will gather next on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 at the same virtual location. This month we're taking our annual look at the Geek gift guide. Say that three times fast.
All
And I
right.
want to thank all the contributors, the ones who are here and the ones who don't even know that I have um, co-opted their contributions. In November, we'll also have an Ask Me Anything session hosted hopefully by Kevin and a special guest presenter showing us how to create a guide for use in Apple Maps. What is a guide, you ask? A guide is something you have load on your phone, and then when you are in the area, it shows you the points of interest that the author of the guide has pointed out, like someone taking your hand and leading you around Manhattan or the Loop or someplace in San Francisco. So I have made one guide that had all of three points of interest on it, and it was really, really uh, basic and kind of crummy. So I'm looking forward to having someone tell us how to do it in a much better way.
I thought it looked pretty cool, Bob.
Why, thank you. Thank you. It seemed pretty rudimentary to me. Um, please watch this. Watch Zoom will open a survey window, and please put that window to the side and answer the questions as time permits. You will need to complete the survey prior to leaving the meeting. And remember, five is better than one. So if you're asked how much you liked my presentation, you can say one if you don't like it, and five if you think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And there's the poll now just popped up on my screen and covered my notes that I'm talking from. So I have to move it a little bit. Our new T-Mug Today newsletter editor is Susan Clement, who is also happens to be the door prize winner in September. Thanks and congratulations to Susan. Please subscribe to the T-Mug YouTube channel, and you can find the link on the link in the newsletter and on the newsletter and social media page of tmug.com. Seems like there's something I forgot. If there's something I forgot other than for sales and wanted to buys, speak
Food
now or
bank?
forever hold your peace.
Food bank?
Thank you very much, Kevin. Again, this year we are going to uh, donate to the food bank. T-Mug will donate $200 and they will meet your contributions to the food bank. They will match your contributions to the food bank. If you want to do that, send a check to the treasurer, and you can find it's the PO box address for T-Mug, and you make it out to Food Bank of Southern Arizona. Is that the right phrase? And send it off to us.
Community Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona.
Thank you, Ridge. Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona. If you make a check out to that and send it off to our PO box, then we will gather all the checks together and the T-Mug Treasury will match them. So think about that sharing for the holiday season. I would expect that we would be sending a check off to the food bank somewhere between Christmas and New Year, something like that.
Yeah.
Also, we have a couple of people here, Karen and Zoom user and Alexis. Please change your name to your full first and last name so we know who you am. And now, are there any for sales or wanted to buy items from the floor? Kevin,
Not me.
you don't got anything this month?
Well, actually, I do. 2018 MacBook Air. It's only got 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. Runs Mac OS Sonoma.
Okay.
If anybody wants one or needs one for their kids,
What's the screen size?
it's I think it's a 13. I never measured it. But it is rose gold. Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
a
no.
13.
No, Kevin. In Arizona, that's not rose gold, that's Arizona copper.
Okay. It's Arizona Kappa. It's got, as I said, it's only got 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. So it's good for, my guess is, a student that's just doing simple homework or web surfing or email.
Okay. Okay. I have a green screen behind me, and I have a green screen stand with the two stanchions and the rod that goes across for sale. All brand new, never been opened. Uh, $50 on $50 on Amazon and $20 to you. But either you pay shipping or you come and get it in Vail. Okay, our program tonight. I need to talk a little bit about raffle tickets. Free raffle tickets for the super raffle, and you could win a $200 Apple gift card. The winner will be picked in March 2026. Kurt will be taking attendance tonight, and he will fill in the raffle slips for each of the members, and that's why it's important for everybody to put down their full first and last names that you used when you became a T-Mug member. To be eligible, the screen name displayed must be match the record of the T-Mug membership. If we can't identify you, you will not be placed in the raffle. And the raffle is open to T-Mug members. And we will have a door prize later on today, later on this evening. And again, you need to be a T-Mug member, and you need to be have your name on there. Like, let's see, we just had Karen change her name to her full name, and we still have Zoom user who is still Zoom user. I don't think we have a member named Zoom user, so if you're picked, you won't win. Alexis did put her last name in there. Thank you very much. And Doriana, you need to put we know that you're Doriana Peterson, but please change it to Peterson. Okay. So that pretty much covers my opening remarks. So I can turn it over to Ridge for his Apple News and Security update, if you are ready. And he's signaling me that he is ready. And I would ask that everybody else mute their microphones until they have something to say. So go ahead, Ridge, take it away.
Okay, here I go. Okay, the monthly tech update for October is not as long and involved as it was last month because we covered so much then. The software updates, and if you're using the applications that replace what Adobe charges you $1 zillion for, Affinity, Designer, Photo, and Publisher, they got updated. And you can see from the list here that several of the applications we use have been updated. And when you see the word through, that means there were several other updates in between. And we also had more updates from this common titles that we usually find used by Mac users. And today we're using Zoom Workplace 6.6.2. Apple released firmware updates for their AirPods Pro 2, 3, and 4. And their professional applications of Compressor and Final Cut Pro got updated. And if you are interested in their video formats, that's now up to version 3. And if you have a HomePod, that got updated. And Apple also released important updates for Mac OS 14 and 15 and 16, or that's 26 was on Tahoe. And the iOS and iPad OS systems, they all got updated, and you can see those lists if you're in the 15s or 16s or 18s or 26. And you can see the rest of them. And now in beta, coming soon, I guess, Tahoe is going to be updated, and the iOS and iPad is going to go to the version 26. TV Vision and Watch and Xcode, they're all going to get their 26 updates sometime soon. Now, Tahoe 20, macOS 26 allows the folders you have to be customized. And here are some of the examples that have already been done to show you what your customizations can include. I like the one with the 8-ball. Now, macOS 26 issues, there's online reports that folks that have the Ultra Mac, the Mac Studio with the M3 Ultra in it, they're have trouble installing the macOS Tahoe. And sometime during the installation attempt, the process quits and the studio drops back. Now, the 2601 is reported to fix this particular problem. And if you sign into an Apple account as part of the setting up of Mac OS Tahoe, File Vault now turns on automatically and also automatically uses your Apple account for recovery in the event something goes wrong. Now, there's Macworld Online had an article about the MESPEC mice and trackpads they figured you ought to know about. And the default wireless mouse, Apple wireless mouse is they like, and they also like the Logitech version, the wireless mouse. And for budget wireless mouse, it's Sateki has a nice one that runs on Bluetooth. They like that one, and also Logitech has a nice MX one for a portable mouse you can take anywhere. And as far as trackpads go, the only one they really felt was worth buying was the Apple Magic trackpad. Another article they had online from Macworld was the best hard drives they figure we ought to know about. And the Seagate Ultra Touch hard drive, this has got a spinning hard drive in it. These are not solid state drives. And then the LaCie mobile drive is less expensive. They like that one. And the portable drive, SanDisk has a G drive and a big storage in a small case. They like the Western Digital My Passport Ultra. And the best budget drive they liked was from Western Digital, My Passport. Anybody heard about Steve's $1 gold coin? Well, Steve Jobs is going to represent California as one of the $1 coins being minted for the 2026 American Innovation Collection. And it'll have an inscription on it. And Steve continues to be celebrated as one of the biggest innovators of our time. And in his innovation is about to be celebrated again via the U.S. Mint. The gold $1 coin was revealed alongside coins for Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, and they can be purchased directly from the U.S. Mint once they're relieved. And for a set that includes the Steve Jobs coin and the others will cost around $30, while a coin roll of 20 will be what's listed.
They're going to be silver, aren't they, Ridge?
Well, I don't know. It's supposed to be gold, but here's what Steve's looks like. And this inscription is "Make something wonderful."
Somebody said he looks like a young Ellen DeGeneres. It's a terrible picture of his face, but
Well, in any case,
It really is not good.
that's what the coin is being minted. And Dropbox wants you to remember that as of next week, their passwords app is going to be discontinued. And they recommend transferring your passwords to something like 1Password. And the latest rumors here is that a multi-touch screen on a MacBook Pro is going to come next year, maybe. And the so-called lower-cost MacBook based on an iPhone processor is still rumored to be manufactured by the end of this year. So we've got 2 more months, and we'll see what happens. And a folding iPad is supposed to be in progress, but they're having engineering issues. So that item is likely to be delayed until sometime in 2029. And we know we have the M5 processor out now, but the Pro version and Max version chips are rumored to be available sometime next year. Thanks for your attention for this part of my presentation. Now we'll turn to items of security interest, which only contain software updates because cybercrime incidents were not as much as they were last month. Adobe didn't have anything to fix, and Firefox got 29 fixes between version 143 and 144. These are security fixes. And Microsoft had security fixes for Mac, the Office for Mac, from the 100.4 through the 102. 27 fixes, wow. Google even updated Chrome with 4 fixes. So you want to make sure all of your applications are up to date. And I guess this is a messed up slide. Apple had, now let me see what's happening here. Sonoma, Sequoia, and Tahoe, they all had fixes. And of course, the iOS and iPad OS has also had fixes. And Vision OS got fixed, and Safari even had 7 fixes. And these are the Tahoe and iPad and Watch and TV OS and Vision fixes. You can see there were a lot of them, so it would make good sense to make sure all of your Apple stuff is up to date. And there's good news, no cybercrime events to report on this month. And Apple still is regularly updating XProtect for all of its Mac operating systems. And of course, the overall moral of the story is stay safe and make sure everything you have is up to date. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Reg.
Thanks, Rich.
There we go.
Appreciate you going through that for us.
Thanks, Rich.
Next up is the Accessibility Minute with Chris Wesselman. Chris, are you ready to take over the screen? But I can't hear you, Chris. You're muted.
Not the order, it's on the,
I'm muted. Sorry, my mute button was covered up. Yeah, I'm just going to actually read this rather than share it. The big question is about, iOS 26 and Tahoe and so on. And the .1 versions are expected out at the end of this month. We had Beta 4 drop yesterday with a couple of surprises, like I mentioned to Kevin. Kevin and I were talking about there's a new toggle for the liquid gold as to whether or not you want to, give it what's called the clear look or the tinted look. And what's a little confusing, like we mentioned earlier, is those words are already in use for icons. So that was a little bit confusing. And the big question comes up, when is a good time to update to 26? I have a friend who sends me this question about every 3 weeks, and my answer is always the same. It's like, when have you got some time to really do the OS and, spend some time getting used to it? Because it's the biggest change in 10 years. And there are a lot of ways to turn it down or turn it off now. Uh, but I would say at this point, if unless there's some compelling reason now, you might just wait till the end of the month if you haven't upgraded yet and get the 26.1. Bob sent me a couple of interesting articles. One was on the pros and cons, which are worth going through. The big pro feature that everybody loves is the call screening. And I'll basically explain it by saying that I never see my spam calls anymore. In fact, I have to go look for them in the call log or in the text log. They're automatically directed off somewhere else. And what happens is a little voice comes on when my number is called, and it says, please state, why you're calling, and I'll see if the caller, if the recipient's available, or I haven't listened to it lately, but something to that effect. And so if it's somebody from your vet's office saying, bring the giraffe in for a new rabies shot, as they recite that, it'll come over your visual voicemail, and you'll see it on the phone, and you can stop and pick it up. You can just say answer, in which case you cut right into it. Otherwise, boom, no spam at all. And in fact, it's so good, I deleted my Verizon call filter yesterday. So we'll see if that works, because it's something I'm paying for that I don't think I need. So that's called call screening. The other one that we've talked about is called Hold Assist, which can work on automatically, or if it doesn't, you can set it up manually through the three dot menu. But basically, when you're on hold, it will detect it and say, "Do you want to do this?" And you say yes. And it's very similar to call screening in that when a human comes back on the line, it will call your number and your number will ring and you'll pick it up and you'll be good to go. And I've used it a couple of times and it really works. The one time it doesn't work, unfortunately, is if your hold music has that very annoying robotic voice that comes on every, 45 seconds. It says, "Please stay on the line. You're a valued customer," et cetera, et cetera. That will defeat it because it'll keep coming back on thinking that's a real voice. So it'd be wonderful if Apple would fix that. Another big pro is the live translation that's available in messages, calls, and in-person conversations, particularly with the new iPad Pro 3. And I think maybe the regular iPad 4s do it. I'm not sure. But the only thing I would caution in this is I do a lot of language work with Duolingo, and my translator of choice is Google's, not Apple's. So I don't know, maybe Apple's has gotten better, but I just like the Google translations better. So as one, the magazine joked, now you're going to find out what the waiters in Paris really think of you. And that was sort of hilarious. Another big pro is the preview app is now available for iOS. So you don't have to use something like Acrobat for PDFs and stuff. And it has a lot of other functions, so that's a big plus. One of the cons, they said, was liquid glass, which I disagree. I actually really like liquid glass, but it really takes time getting used to and setting up. And, you know, if there were any 10 people in here, I guarantee you every one of them would have a different combination. Maybe are there that many? Maybe there aren't that many combinations, but maybe there might be. But, you've got various different things, and you just really need to take the time in terms of so you're comfortable with it. The other con they said was the camera app redesign. I strenuously disagree. I hated the old camera app, and I think it looks much nicer now. It's a lot cleaner and easier to use. And hopefully you won't accidentally hit pano when you're trying to do a video, or vice versa. Um, the other thing, let's see. Oh, boarding passes. There's a new thing with boarding passes that's going to be really cool for folks that travel a lot. You can have your phone turns into almost like a boarding pass thing with a big QR code and stuff on it. And it can be very handy for folks who are frequent travelers. Um, it can give you live activity with your flights and leave delays, all of that kind of stuff that you need at the airport. It also has maps and airport maps. And the other thing, it'll work with AirTags in checked luggage. I don't know if that's something that we've talked about here, but that's a really good idea for people that check luggage. Put in an AirTag, and there's even a feature now that Apple has that if your bag is lost and it's got an AirTag that's on, you can transfer that AirTag information to the airline person so that they can go find your bag. But they don't see any of your other AirTags, just the one with the lost bag. So it's a very, very cool way to use AirTags. Um, Also, couple of things in the wallet has this new thing called orders, and I was looking at it yesterday. It's actually starting to work. So when you do orders through Amazon and stuff, they'll show up in the orders thing in your wallet. And if you're quickly trying to get to something, it's very handy. To me, it's sort of on a similar vein to if you want to look at subscriptions, you can go into your Apple ID setting and system settings, but it takes a while. You can just go to the App Store and in your user, when you click on you to get to your updates, it'll show your purchase history and your subscriptions. So a lot of little handy, cool things like that that you can get to faster and easier. Um, let's see. So talked about that. Um, and we already talked about the new setting in liquid glass, which I think does help a little bit. So we kind of went through a lot quickly. Any questions? One of these days, maybe we'll actually have some demos of this stuff if people are interested. It would take a while.
I
But
have a question.
sure.
Is there anything new in either the contacts or the reminders app? I'm really, really, really looking for a way to show when tasks have been completed. I mean, I can see completed, but I'd love to be able to see a time and date stamp.
Um, I'm searching here for whether this happened in 18 or 26, but there was a change that reminders show up on the calendar now.
Yeah, I
And
see
I still
that.
don't, I've cruded mine up, so I don't use them very much.
Mm.
Um, I'm not sure, to be honest, Melissa. You might check it out. There may be. I think they did make some changes to it, but I don't have that right at my fingertips right now.
That's okay. Anything new in context, like maybe a shared context list like we have for calendars and photos and every
Um,
other Apple app except for contacts.
well, let me look on the Mac. I don't think so. Oh, there's one thing, of course, that is a major feature, and that is the Sherlock or whatever we're calling it now, that the command spacebar to
Oh,
bring up
Spotlight.
and spotlight, thank you. And you can now do a command two to well, you can actually as you do that, you can do command one, two, three, or four, and it will bring up different things like apps, docs,
Ooh, like
and
Walter.
clipboards. It's got a clipboard manager in it finally. But they've got to be fairly active. Like that, it only retains it for I think like a day or a day and a half or something. So the old
Hmm.
clipboard apps may actually be still worth hanging on to. But I wasn't keeping track of the time, Bob, but I think I'm pretty much done if there aren't any questions. End of the month is when we expect dot one, unless some hardware releases in the meantime that requires it.
You came in right on time,
Thanks,
Chris.
Chris.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we're going to go into, we were going to, there have been some announcements by Apple in October, and there, a lot of them are really speed bumps, to use an older term. So I'm going to fold those into the Geek gift guide, and that's what we're going to start off with. So I am going to share my screen, and you should be seeing my keynote screen. And welcome to the 2025 Geek gift guide. Now, I have a couple caveats. Uh, all of these things have been recommended or found, and they all look pretty good, but I don't have all of them, so I can't give you any um, real life recommendations. And also, the prices listed are the prices of when I put this item in the queue for this gift guide. And I start like tomorrow looking for gifts. So, first, we're going to do about the just announced things by Apple. One of us here has most of them, and that's Marty Gensius. And he has purchased, I don't know if he did a iPad Pro, but they are the M5 iPad Pro and the 11 or 13 inch with Ultra Retina XDR anti-reflective coating, whatever that means. And they run between $1,000 and $2,600. MacBook Pro M5. I think Marty bought one of these, maybe, and you can get it in 14 inch and 16 inch. What's interesting is the M5 is the low end of these choices because they're not offering the M5 Pro or the M5 Max processors today, maybe next year.
And I
And
don't
they
believe
run,
the 16 inch is available yet.
Okay.
16-inch is not available yet, but the M5 by itself is found to be even faster and more efficient than the M4 Pros or Max.
Okay. And they run between $1,600 and four big ones. Vision Pro M5. And I think pretty sure that Marty has ordered one of these because his M2 Vision Pro is just getting so old. And they run from $3,500 to $3,900. Now, okay, so that's the end of the Apple announcements in October, as far as I know. And so we're going to go into the category that I call portables and wearables. As we go through, you'll find that there are several things that are crossover and they could be put in more than one category. I just kind of threw a dart at the dartboard and said, oh, this is going to go in portables and wearables. So the first item is the Shift Cam Snap Grip. And this magnetically attaches to the back of your iPhone and it gives you a grip very much like a real camera and gives you a shutter button on the end of the grip. And it's $70. And it has a built-in power bank. And it's $70 and it was recommended by Pilot Pete of Mac Geek Gab. You're going to see a lot of Mac Geek Gab on this on our journey this evening. And here we have a superfine magnetic for iPhone 16e. This is compatible with MagSafe, has military drop protection. It's only $7. If you have a iPhone 16e or any iPhone, please get a case for it and get a screen protector for it. You'll thank me later. Here's another case choice, and there's lots of different colors and so forth. I picked this one because it has the nice fancy flowers on it and everything. So this is a $50 case. Here's the Snap Grip Wallet. It's a wallet attached to the back of your phone, and it has a little foot that can flip out so you can stand it up and have it at an angle. That's something that Rhea could have used earlier this evening on her phone because she coming to us on the phone. And this is $80 and was suggested by the Mac Geek Gab. And there will be links to all of these products in the show notes, and the show notes are already in the T-Mug Talk forum. Now, would you like to expand your camera's ability with external lenses? So here's a place where you can get them, and they start at $200 and go up to $1,100. If you really need a fisheye or a super telephoto, this might be the thing for you. And it says, without sacrificing clarity. Yeah, maybe yes, maybe no. If you have an Apple Watch, sometimes you need to charge it when you're away from home. Here's a way to do that. And here's a 10,000 milliamp hour, 20-watt fast charging power bank. And it has USB-C and lightning ports and a place to put your watch. I found this advertised on Bookface. So take that with a grain of salt. Now, here's something that I think is pretty important if you have iPods. Here's this little strap that you can slide on the end of the iPod and it will go around your neck. Well, why is that important? Well, let's say you're on an airplane or in a car or on a train, and one of the iPods falls out of your ear and it falls between the seat or between the seats. You've probably just donated it to the airline because you ain't going to find it. And for $8, you get 4 pair of these things. You can see that they have a little flat surface on the part that grips onto the AirPod. And if you put those two flats together, they're magnetic and it kind of turns this thing in from a lanyard into a necklace so they hang around your neck. And this was suggested by David Sparks of the Mac Power Users. Here's another wireless charger for Apple Watch, and it has an even prettier design. And this was suggested by Allison Sheridan of the Silicast. And it's $21. It's good insurance to have along with you to keep your watch charging. Another MagSafe portable charger, certified Qi charger, 10,000 milliamp power bank, and also has a little leg to help your phone stand up. And $36 is a pretty good price for a nice external battery like that. Of course, you're going to have to do an awful lot of photography or talking on your phone or continuous texting to run down the battery on your new phone and need this to recharge it. Of course, I'm not in a demographic who is using their phone 20 out of 24 hours during the day. And we have wireless Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Again, suggested on Mac Geek Gab. For $45, that's an awful lot better than buying the AirPods Max. And it probably has a pretty decent noise canceling. If you're flying or on a train or even in a car, you may want noise canceling headphones to make the trip easier. But please don't use them if you're the driver or the pilot. And again, here's another magnetic tripod holder for iPhones. If you are going to be taking pictures with your iPhone, sometimes you need it on a tripod. So this is a magnetic adapter that will screw onto your regular tripod mount with a quarter 20 threads. And for $10, it can hold your iPhone while you take your picture of yourself. And there's a metal one available for only $15. Here's another noise canceling headphones suggested by our own John Nemo. And they have 100 plus hours of listening and active noise cancellation and $184. Here is a real ultra lens for your iPhone. And this was suggested by Susan Clement. And it's supposed to be released sometime in October. And the price was not available when I looked it up. Maybe it's available now. Maybe you can even order it. Something else suggested by Susan is a flex line charger for USB-C. And it has its own line in there, a place to store it. And you can charge your MacBook, your AirPad, or your phone. Looks like any two of those. Now, here's something I was suggested on Mac Geek Gab. Dave Hamilton said that in his house, they lose a lot of their USB cables because the kids are always using them with the cable plugged in, and the cables are stretched and turned and so forth because they're trying to do something and hold it with their hand and have it plugged in at the same time. And so these wrap around the cord and provide strain relief. Need a little drink of water there. Thank you. And we're going to go back and look at the next one. Here's a USB card reader, SD card reader for your phone that you can keep with you. If you are taking a lot of photographs with a camera that uses an SD card, this might be for you. Suggested by our own Roger Harmon. And for $9, probably a good thing to have. Now we're going to move into the area of desktop stuff. Here is a nice monitor at 550. That might be outside the price range of some of us here, but it's made for designers and has factory calibrated for color accuracy. And again, this was something from the Mac Geek app. And here's another one from Mac Geek app. And this one's a ViewSonic Color Pro. And it has Thunderbolt 4 connectivity with daisy chaining. So you can hook one monitor to the next monitor to the next monitor all at the same time. And at $950, it's a little outside of my price range. But it's a 27-inch 5K monitor and probably very beautiful. If you have a Mac Mini, the newer Mac Minis put the power button on the bottom in the rear on one of the corners. That's not what I would call super convenient. But with this expansion device, it sits on underneath the Mac Mini and it allows you to put I think it allows you to put a hard drive in there, and it gives you more expansion ports, and it gives you a way to more easily get at the power button when you need to turn it on or off. And if you have a Mac Mini and a monitor that uses the regular mounting stands, this will give you a place that basically this turns it into what used to be an iMac, an all-in-one iMac, giving you the computer and the monitor all in one. Due to be released in November. And thank you, Susan, for finding this for us. Now we're going to go into home and office. And have you ever had the power go out on you? You might want one of these. This is a 55 minutes of high wattage battery and a solar generator, which I think is optional. Solar panels optional. This is not the US UPS that Jerry wants to go on under his desk. This is something a little bit more than that. You might be able to run your refrigerator on this. Center cam, suggested by Roger Harmon. And he suggested it so well that that's what I have too. And it had the new one, the version 2, has 1080p resolution fixed focus for $114. Roger, is that what you have? You have the version 2?
Yes. Well, actually, I have the version 1 as well, but I did get the version 2.
Okay. And here, if you have a Mac Mini, you might want this little thing. It gives you another screen. It's only a 5-inch display, but it makes it look like the old time early Macs. You're probably going to want another external display to go along with this one, but this is how cute is that? It gives you some more ports and plays ways to get stuff in and out of the computer, and it makes it look really cool. This was suggested by Gazmaz of the G-Man podcast. Now, here's something I actually did buy because I had $8 to spare. These are zip ties, but they have little flags on the end of them, and you can write on them with a Sharpie. So all those cables that go behind your desk and over to external hard drives and printers and scanners and other things, uh, sometimes it's hard to, when you put them together for the first time, oh, I remember that that blue one goes over here, but later on you might not remember. And having them labeled is probably a good idea. So for $8, you get 200 of these things. And I'll sell them to you for only 50 cents a piece, but you got to come and pick them up. Have you ever thought, gee, is this USB cable any good? Does it transmit data or only power? And if so, how good is it? Is it fast enough? Is it too fast? Is it too slow for me? So here's something else suggested on Mac Geek Gab, a USB cable tester. And this was suggested by our own David Acklam. A Eufy vacuum was self-empty. Now, here at our house, we do have an iRobot robot vacuum, and we really like it, but this has self-emptying, so you don't have to go empty it after every time that she goes around the house. And you can wait up to 60 days before replacing. I would presume that really means emptying the big bin. And $400 sounds like a lot of money, but if it saves you from vacuuming for the next 5 years, maybe it's worth it. Here's a nice chair, suggested by Allison Sheridan. It's a $350 chair, and you can lean back. And what is interesting is it has leg supports that you see are folded under the chair right now, but they fold out as you lean the chair back. Here's something I ran across on Amazon, and it is a bargain price for Apple HomePod Mini. And because it is renewed, there's a lot of stuff on Amazon that's renewed and they sell it at discount prices. You might check before you buy. Now, our final category I call automotive and travel. Here's a backpack that you can haul around your MacBook in, and it holds weatherproof construction and helps you with your commute. Recommended by Mac Geek Gab. Here is a smart dash cam. I don't have a dash cam. I know that Melissa does, and it's probably a darn good idea. So if you're looking for one, this might be a good one for you to check out. And here's an Anker Prime charger. It will pull up to 200 or push out up to 250 watts. But remember, the nice thing about USB is when you plug a USB into anything that's chargeable, there's a small conversation goes on. The device says, "Hi, I can take 10 watts." And the charger says, "Oh, that's not a problem. I got 250 to give you. I'll give you 10." And I hold back the rest. So you can safely plug it in plug your iPhone into this because it's only going to take what it needs. Sometimes you need to jumpstart your car. And here's something that might help you out. And it says it is smart jumper cables for up to a 6-liter gasoline engine or 4-liter diesel engines. When I first moved to Arizona, I thought, well, I don't have to worry about batteries now. In Wisconsin, the cold weather really is hard on the batteries. And I always ran around with jumper cables in the car. I won't have to do that in Arizona. Little did I know that the heat of Arizona is even tougher on batteries than the cold in Wisconsin. So having something like this with you could really help you out in those occasions. If you have a car or an RV or a boat or a motorcycle or a trailer, you might that has electricity in it and the batteries, but you don't use it every day, you might want to have a way to trickle charge that battery while you are away from that trailer or boat or whatever it is. And here's a solar panel that doesn't put out all that much power, but it's enough to keep that battery charged while you're away from it. $24, if you have a need of it, that's a small price to pay. Okay, so you want to keep track of your spouse. So you want to put an air tag on his or her vehicle, but you don't want them to know that it's there. So here's a case for your air tag with a strong magnet on it. It's discreet and ultra strong, oversized magnet for $15. And sometimes you want to keep track of your wallet or other things. These are spot minders tracking cards, and I have one that I purchased from the person who suggested Roger Harmon because he bought them. He bought a pack of 3 and didn't really need all 3, so I bought one from him. Roger has a story about his tracking card, but I won't ask him to repeat it now
Thank you.
unless he wants to. But it's probably a good thing to have. It's like having an AirTag in your wallet, but it's only like the thickness of a couple of credit cards. And it's rechargeable. Again, speaking of charging, here's something that charges 3 different ways. It can charge USB-C, it can charge uh, Lightning, and it can charge your Apple Watch. And it can take the charge from USB-A or USB-C. If you're only going to carry one cable with you on your travels, this is probably the one to have. Okay, don't forget to download the show notes for this. And I'm going to stop sharing at this time. Are there any questions about what I have just gone through?
Thanks, Bob.
You're welcome, Jerry. In that case, then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the important part of our meeting tonight, and that is the picking the door prize winner. I'm going to ask Melissa, who now has her camera turned on, to let's see if anybody. Well, I got to add somebody to the list. Jerry Gifford came in pretty late.
You want to ask the S lady?
I'm going to ask you to ask the S lady to pick a number between 1 and 32.
Pick a number between 1 and 32. Ooh, dos.
Okay, 2 doesn't count because that's Roger, and Roger is an elected official. He can't receive the prize. So let's try again.
Pick another number between 1 and 32. 21.
21 is Gina Melcher. Gina,
Yay!
are you a T-Mug member, Gina? Are
Yes,
you
she
here
is.
with us? There she is. Unmute, Gina.
Yay! She's getting there.
Can't
She's
hear
like,
you, Gina.
any other time I could find the mute button, but now I can't find it. It was just there a second ago. Darn me. There she goes.
Yay.
It was all the way shoved over to the side and I couldn't see it. Yes, I am a member unless did we renew membership recently?
Well, memberships are renewed every month.
You're good. You're good.
Hey, Kurt says you are good. So,
Okay.
Gina, you are the winner of the door prize
Yay.
for
Happy Spooky
October of
Dance.
2025. So
Woohoo!
what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase a Apple gift card
Okay.
and send it to you via email.
Okay.
And you should have it tomorrow, as
Cool.
long as it pops up on my reminders app to send that off.
Thank
So
you.
let's see. 21. Okay. Gina is the winner of the door prize. Are there any questions for me or anybody here about anything Apple
Oh,
related?
Bob,
Well, that's loaded. Dangerous question.
Bob.
Yeah. Hi, Jerry.
You know, tonight when I came on as a Zoom user, and that's the first time that's ever happened to me. Any idea why that happened? I guess I actually had to go ahead and change the name.
Oh, so you were the one that was listed as just Zoom user,
Yeah, right. And I didn't know that until the middle of the meeting here. Didn't realize it.
even though I sent you a personal chat.
Oh, did you? I didn't see
Yeah.
that either. It's
Asked you to
under my
change it.
TMUG feedback form.
Are you
Okay.
logged in?
Yeah,
So
fill in your
I
feedback forms.
maybe that happened with an update to Zoom that it forgot your name.
This is possible. I think I'm up to date on it now. Okay, I know where to look now anyway.
Um, what's this about membership renewing every month? I thought it's renewed
There are
annually.
some members there. We have many members. They don't all renew on the same date. They
Oh,
renew on the annual basis of when you became a member.
oh, okay.
yeah, it's just once a year.
He was joking,
So
Rhea.
yeah, for each of us, it's once a year,
Oh, I
But
see.
But in
which I
Okay.
Kurt's
have to do pretty
database,
soon
it's
because my
ongoing.
membership comes due or ends November 1st.
So
But
we'll get an email saying your membership expires in a month. Time to renew, right?
yeah,
But only
Okay.
once a year.
Mr. Kurt will take care of that for you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, let's see. In the chat it says that I better not let Rosie the Roomba hear me talking about a new vacuum. No, no, the doors are closed behind me, so she can't hear me.
I don't know. She's connected to the Wi-Fi though, isn't she?
And well, she is Wi-Fi, but
hmm
she's
hmm
on Gretchen's phone, not my phone. So I don't have
Oh.
the app.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm
And,
just saying, if like you trip over something in the middle of the night or find something on the floor, you'll know what happened.
and Melissa also said, dash cams are great when they don't melt.
Oh my
Ask me
God.
how I know.
Look, I can show you. Look, do you want to see it? Look, I have it right here. Look at what happens when I get ash cam.
Whoa.
Can you see how melted it is. Right here. I'm actually gonna try. I took the SD card out of it. See this part here? It
Uh-huh.
melted.
I'm
So I
melting. I'm melting.
so I'm actually thinking about, see, like here it's really curved, it's bumped up. So it just doesn't stay, it's like all kind of crooked. See the hump there? That was flat.
Uh-huh.
So I'm actually thinking about maybe if I take like a hair dryer or something and try to heat it up and maybe I can like press it down or maybe put a vice grip on it or something because it's a really good camera. I like it, but it gets too hot. Ugh.
So a
Okay,
lot of
before you
Mhm.
heat it up, get a
Mhm.
clamp to hold it once you
Yeah.
have pressed it down and then let it cool down
And then
slowly.
just kind of lightly, you know, blast it because I figure it's already been exposed to 150 degrees. So
Yeah.
Most
even
electronics, including cameras, by the way, do not
mhm,
like temperatures above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. A friend of mine
obviously,
actually researched that. And yeah, it's not a good idea. They
yeah.
won't do well. And you know,
Um,
Bob, you mentioned the external lenses on iPhones. As
Yeah.
somebody who does a lot of cell phone photography, I actually don't know anybody that uses external lenses. However, there is one that's fairly popular, apparently, and it's an anamorphic lens for video. And anamorphic is this new widescreen format. I'm not sure I can explain it. I think
Oh, I thought that was dirty.
it gets blurry on the edges or something. I'm not sure what it. Anyway, it's the cat's meow in video. So, if that's something you're looking to do, or some young person is looking to do, it can be done with an external lens, and it's apparently they do a pretty good job.
Okay.
I
All right,
think I can actually pry this case apart and just take the plastic piece off and put that with a vice grip or something and just take that off of it and melt it because there's little screws holding it together. I'll
okay.
report back. How about that?
Yeah. Let us know
See if I
next
can
month.
save it.
And Gina suggests you don't leave candles in the back seat of your car for a few days. And again, that's
Yeah.
probably ask me how I know.
Hmm.
Do not buy candles from Amazon. Do
Or
not buy
chocolates.
chocolate. Chocolate. Yep. My mom sent me chocolate one time. One time. Well, now she's
Um,
just makes sure she sends it at a different part of the year. But yeah.
yeah, that happened to me the first year I moved here. Somebody sent me chocolate Easter bunny, and when I got home from work that night, I had a puddle of chocolate in front of the
Rookie
door.
mistake.
Okay, I
Pour it
have
out
a
of the box.
I have a candle story if you want to hear it. I moved here in 1987 from Italy. I was in the military and moved here in November. And I had two little girls then, or we had two little girls, and we decided we were going to have a party, so that we put the luminarias out in the driveway. So we had drive luminarias. We invited everybody from the hospital, the base, to come out, and we had a big party. And after the party, I had the girls put all the stuff away, and they gave me all the candles. I took the candles out, and I put them on the side of the house on my electric meter on top. And so we moved from Italy, where you were getting $300 or $400 electric bills in the 80s, and we were getting $40, $50 bills from TEP. My wife kept saying, "There's something wrong. There's something wrong." I said, "No, we're back in America. Don't worry about it." So about 6 months in April or May, somebody came knocking at the door, and it was the TEP guy. I was at work at the base, and TEP guy says it to my wife. He said, "Are you living here?" And she said, "Yeah." He says, "Do you have anything like a refrigerator in the house?" She goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, there's something wrong. I need to look at your meter." So he said, "Are you living here permanently?" She says, "Yeah." So he goes out and looked at our meter. The candles that I put on the electric meters had melted and went down inside the meter, the electric meter. And the meter was one of those ones that went around. And the meter wasn't going around. It was going, instead of going like this, it was going real slow. So the whole thing was full of wax.
Oh,
So I
Because
spent
your bill
they
was like
they
next to nothing.
that they yeah well, I almost got a divorce because they said, "Okay, we're gonna have to charge you for this." And I said, "Well, how are you gonna charge you? We're going to figure out how much the people paid for last year that owned the house before you." So we had to prorate it. I had to pay them all back all this money in a big pile. It was a mess.
Oh,
So anyway, that's my
Oh,
candle story. It was a mess.
wow.
oh my
But they don't
God.
have those anymore because they don't have the old.
Because of you.
No,
Speaking of heat and electronics, the only electronics I keep in my car are the phone chargers. One of which also has a what do you call it? A um, Bluetooth FM to Bluetooth converter thing, so I can play music on my phone and have it come out the car speakers. And I put these two devices along with the charging cable inside a compartment, so it's not in the direct sunlight. Is that a bad idea? You're shaking your head.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't keep a battery out there. No. I don't think they're
Um,
designed to handle that kind of heat. Even in a compartment, it's still going to get hot.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have to just
It
take
is
them in.
Tucson.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I just have
My
to take
car's in
them
the garage
in.
for the most part, and it's still melted. I mean, not in
Wow.
the garage, but I mean, just a few times that I park it in the sun, it's still melted. It wouldn't, especially not a battery.
I must have been very lucky because they both still work. But so I just
Yeah.
put them in like my handbag and take them in and out
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering about that. Thank you. I guess the cable itself doesn't take heat very well either,
I
right?
keep this one in my purse, so
Okay. So and I shouldn't leave a cable in the car even, just the
I leave
Oh,
charger.
cables in the
cables are
car.
fine.
Yeah. I
Oh,
leave
okay.
cables in the car.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Marty just said that he has heard about the new headset, the Galaxy XR from Samsung. I don't know, Marty. I suppose the fact that you have all of this Apple equipment, we will allow you to stay with the group here.
I tell you, I watched it was kind of schmaltzy at the beginning and obviously scripted. But when they got into the actual demos of the device,
Mhm.
it was really impressive. And compared to the Apple Vision Pro, which is $3,500, this device is $1,799. And you can look at it as a standalone device that runs Google apps, some Android apps, and integrated with YouTube, both the YouTube site and YouTube TV, and integrated with Netflix. So there's always this complaint about the Apple Vision Pro that it doesn't have a good YouTube player. Why can't they get YouTube to do an app? And the same with Netflix. Netflix doesn't do an app. And, they are now sitting on the new Android device. And the folks at Galaxy Android were very clearly said, we're the only device that has Netflix on it. So they know what they're trying to sell. I was really impressed with it. I gotta say. Goes on
Okay.
sale. You can order it now and have it in 2 days.
How many
Okay.
did you order, Marty?
Just one. What I did was I put it on the payment plan, and whenever I put something on the payment plan, that means I'm going to pay it off in 3 months anyways.
Okay.
So, take the 12-month thing, and then I want to get it out. I want to get that. So I find a way to pay for it in a shorter way.
Or Vision Pro.
And Marty, if you're an audiophile, if you want to try a really good pair of headsets, try the Bang & Olufsen H100s. They're made just for you.
I have really bad tinnitus because
Me too.
I worked in radio for a long period of time, and the only way my tinnitus leaves me is when I put on noise cancellation on my headphones. It doesn't matter what headphones I have, but as soon as I turn on noise cancellation, the ringing stops.
Wow.
I'm using bone conduction because for all the stuff that I do, because when I was in radio, I was used to having one can off my ear so I could hear what the ambient, how much I was projecting, and then having one can on my ear to be able to tell the balance. So this works out with the phone conduction works out great.
That's
pretty good too.
interesting that noise cancellation helps your tinnitus because it doesn't do anything for mine, just music. I got to get it just at that right level
Mhm.
where I can't hear the ringing and the music is not too loud. And it's just, it's a balancing act, but I have to have a speaker running all night long. Otherwise, I can't sleep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I started sleeping with an air cleaner running. It helps.
I sleep with someone next to me who snores through the whole night, and I can't
Hey,
get to sleep without that.
well,
That ambient noise.
talking about that, my fiance, Melissa, you met
Be
Sue.
careful.
I love her to death. She is totally deaf in
Careful.
the left ear, 40% deaf in this ear, and complains about my snoring.
Maybe you ought to get a
Yeah, when's
CPAP.
Apple gonna make a CPAP machine?
Maybe you ought to have a decibel meter.
Well, there's one on the phone. You
Hey,
could run
hey,
it.
Melissa, I'll be around this weekend if you want to come pick up that laptop.
Okay.
I have Comcast coming out to upgrade my internet connection.
You want me to be there and make sure they do a good job?
Well, I don't know if they're going to be able to drop the line where I want it, but they're giving me 1,600 symmetrical speeds at no
Okay,
extra
so I'll bring
charge.
my laptop too then, and I'll
My
download
guess
some
is that they're
games.
going to be here for several hours setting that stuff up.
Hmm.
I'll show you my
Well,
home map too and see what happened to my house after I was there at your house the last time. It's contagious.
Is it as bad as mine?
No, but it's getting there, and it's spread to Susan too.
Uh, I have 187 devices, I think, in
Yikes.
HomeKit.
Only.
Only.
So
okay,
you
boys
guys
and
with
girls.
tinnitus, have you tried the white noise, gray noise, pink noise, and all the other
None of
things?
those do anything for me.
Yeah.
Really?
I need it to be like in a sleep phone though, because I can't sleep with these in.
I have the AirPod Pros, the new ones, and I could sleep with those.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what are they designed different? I saw there was a
They're
little bit of a
totally
different profile. You
designed
can
they're
actually write on
totally
them?
designed differently.
Really? Even if I
And
put my hand up to it, it makes a
well,
noise.
what I do is I scrunch my pillow up so that the pillow is up here.
Oh, so you
And
make a cup for it.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting.
You should get one of those lanyards, Kevin, for your AirPods Pro.
I
Otherwise, you're
actually
going to
have
be.
one of those, but I
I
never use
thought
it because I
about
always
that, but
forget.
they haven't fallen out of my ears yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they will.
I'm
Especially,
sure.
especially if you have white sheets, because
Yes.
that's going to make them even harder to find.
That's true.
So,
They don't fall out of my ears, they fall out of my hands because I'm trying to get them into the little thing and they pop out of my fingers.
all right, ladies
Especially
and
if you get
gents,
the wrong
let's
ones and the wrong ones, you know? If you don't get them in the right ones, you get them backwards. They don't like that either.
Yeah.
let's
The new ones
call it
have
an
memory
evening,
foam, right?
and I hope everybody has fun buying new stuff for the geek in their life, even if it is them.
Have a good night, everyone.
We know what we
Good night.
like.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Fill out the survey. Good night.
Good night.
I switched to my Mac and now I have the survey.
So, Bob, my survey only had the first two questions.
Talk to
How do I-
Roger, not me.
So I gave them both fives and said
Okay,
submit,
great.
and it was gone.
The survey has a scroll bar.
Oh, oops.
It does, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Unfortunately, it takes up the whole iPad screen.
Oh, well, maybe next time.
Could you send the survey again?
That's what I asked.
I can't find it. I saw it, I started it, and then it disappeared, and I couldn't find it again.
Okay, if you go up to your menu bar under Window and you go to Zoom meeting, it should show up again.
Bring all to front.
Yes, I could not do that
Yeah,
on
I've
the
submitted
iPad.
mine. Oh,
Okay,
well.
let me see if I can launch it again.
Well, see you next time, guys.
Yeah.
See ya,
Did it launch?
sayonara.
Did it launch again?
I don't see it
No.
yet. And I don't see a bring all.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I can launch it again once it's launched.
Yeah, it thinks like it's a one trick pony, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
Oh
that's
well,
just it's built within Zoom. Is that the issue?
yeah, you have to do it while the meeting's going on.
Oh,
It's because it's a feature in Zoom, huh? A polling
Right.
feature.
how can you fill out the survey if several of the questions pertain to presentations that haven't been given yet?
Yeah, you have to
Give everybody
you have to
5s.
fill it out during the conversation at the end.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's the thing. When it's launched in the beginning on an iPad,
you
I
can't see
I had to
anybody's
dismiss it.
screen because
John can't do it.
Right.
the reason I scooted away from it was so I could see the screen.
Same here.
Exactly.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, I'm going
But
to
then I
close it.
switched to my Mac and it came up again, and so then I was able to answer it and submit it. But let me just see if
Okay,
I
I just
switch back
closed
to the
it
iPad.
and resent it. Did it come back up?
No.
See it.
No, it could be because I already submitted it. You know, I
Okay.
clicked around on everything. I clicked on the meeting info, react the chat, participants.
I don't see it at all.
Okay.
Maybe check on, and so there's no way to link to it, huh?
There is a get
Wait
a
a minute.
QR code.
Mm.
So if I share my screen,
Susan,
you can have the
hey.
QR code.
Document.
So let me share my screen.
Oh, yeah, then you could
Wait a
scan it
minute.
with the phone.
And there's the QR code.
Hmm.
So how do we get that?
Just point your iPhone camera at the
Oh,
code
I
and
have
it'll,
to use my
No.
iPhone.
yeah.
I don't
I can't
suppose
do
you
it.
could put that in the newsletter for the following one.
Yeah, could you do that?
If you right click on it, can you download it?
Maybe I'll
Uh,
take a screenshot. My camera
There
doesn't,
you go,
I haven't
screenshot.
opened it. I just took a screenshot.
There you go.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
you have to
hmm?
hold your camera and just keep moving it back and forth till it
I have to
displays
use
a little orange URL below the QR code.
But if you're on the device that's showing the QR code, can you long press on it and lift, and will that let it open it?
Yeah, I
I've
don't
seen
think
that
so.
happen sometimes.
yeah.
I don't know.
See if you can right click on it and download the image, and maybe you could put it in the newsletter. If, just as something to try.
Yeah, I can. Let's see. I can save the image.
If you save the image, or you could post it to groups.io
Yeah,
and
I
let
can do
people scan
that.
it that way.
See, I have an Android and I can't use my camera for scanning QR codes. I have to use a special QR code scanning app.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'll see if we can't post it on the groups.io.
That, or when
Thank
it
you.
does scan it, won't it show you the link? Well, I guess it's an in Zoom thing, isn't it?
Well, I would assume, yeah.
Mhm.
So I'll put it in groups.io and see
Or
if that works.
text it to me, and then after we end the Zoom, I'll try to scan it and see if it'll open in a web page, or will it just bring Zoom open again?
Okay, let's see. Share. And we're going to do a text.
Yeah, put it in the team mug.
Well, I'll look for it or use my screenshot. And so I'll say goodbye to you folks now, okay?
Okay.
Good to see you again, Rick.
Bye.
Yeah, good to see you all again. All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.
You too.
Thanks.
See you next time.
Susan, your camera looks great.
My what?
Your camera looks great, and your sounds great too.
Oh,
You're on your Mac, right?
I did get the survey on my iPhone.
Oh, good.
Okay,
So,
it's in messages.
what's the email address?
Um, well, let me move this around here and see if it will give me an email address.
Oh, maybe it's my email. Says email required. Your email address will be shared with the survey owner. So it's my
Right.
Yeah.
address.
Yes, most likely it is.
Okay.
Yeah, if I long press on it, it doesn't give me an option to, because sometimes if you long press, it'll offer to open the link, but it's not
Oh,
doing that.
it got recorded.
Hi,
Good.
I'm on camera. Hello. What? Oh, luckily it's over. We're just chatting.
I'm sending it to you in email, Susan.
I sent it already.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
And I'll
But
get you the
send me
chat.
the chats.
Yeah, I'll get you the chat.
Good.
Are you on your
Thanks.
Mac, Susan?
No, I'm on my
Oh.
iPad.
Oh, I thought you were on your Mac. You should use your Mac for the Zoom, and then you can just save the chat.
Oh, I know, but I haven't figured out
I
that
know. Well, it's on our
center
list.
cam for the monitor.
It's on our list. I know we had it set up, but then I think you got a new Mac since then. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get that set up next time, and then that way you can do Zoom from the Mac, and then all you have to do is just right click. I know they don't give you an option to save it on the iPad. Stinks.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. There's plenty of people
Melissa,
asking about it.
I have to tell you, I just now got an email from a guy at Joint F for Armory Park,
Oh yeah.
and they have no way to index the second member of a couple memberships.
Still,
Yeah.
that's so bizarre.
He says, we'd love to build that in the future.
That should
I
already
mean,
be there.
but who, a normal person would expect
Mhm.
that second member is a member
Mhm.
and will be accessible?
And I got an email too thinking, oh, we can customize the fields and maybe they'll let nope. Yeah. We'll make our own. We'll just build it.
Yeah, I feel he says, I've added you to the request list, so you'll be notified as soon as there's any progress. And I feel like saying, don't bother, we intend to stop paying you.
Send a picture back with a skeleton saying, I'm waiting.
Okay, kiddos, we're
All
done
right.
here.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Bye, Roger.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye, Susan.
Melissa.
Talk to you soon. Mwah.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.